What's up, y'all? It's your boy Shuck, back at it again with another video. This is the Racing Club special event we had featuring Adriano Carrazza in an amazing race. There was some really tight racing throughout the entire grid the whole time. It was a great event. Big shout outs to everybody that is featured in this race. You guys are all excellent racers, and there's a reason that the 14 of us were here today. Really, the commentary from Eggman and JP has sparked me to want to try to do my own. If you're looking to join the racing club, check the description below. I hope you guys enjoy the video. So, starting at the back of the grid, you can tell I did not qualify too well. We have got Brinks behind us, Safi ahead with Sauce right directly ahead of us. Going to be heading into this T1. Just real careful, honestly. Just floored right here, no traction control, no nothing, just really just trying to get it down, try to get to the T1 as fast as possible. And then, oh, you can see I broke a little early, trying to just avoid the accident that inevitably happens. Oh, just a huge mess. Lots of commotion here. Ended up taking my spot. I took one spot, luckily, in that first turn. Just trying to play it really safe. I know there was going to be a lot going on with these guys as we go up Eau Rouge. There's lots of fighting ahead of me. I'm just thinking to myself, if I can get a good line, I could really head up here and just maybe get a spot before the end of the straight. Boom, overtook Sauce on that. Looks like he's going to try to come on the inside of me. Sargent ends up going to the left. I get the undercut on both. Got two positions right there in that turn. Just going to get the perfect line out of here, too. I really just was feeling really confident on these turns. Just wanted to stay stable, wanted to stay safe. Trying to make up some good pace so that we can catch up to Lapham here and Twaxi ahead of us. If I'm correct, I think Twaxi even has the penalty right now, which is going to work out in our favor if I'm correct. Oh, and he runs wide anyways. Look at this. Lapham gets to overtake on him, and I get to follow up because I got a good exit on that last corner. Right behind me, though, we do have Cody just really closing it in. He's got a good pace. I grab Twaxi's spot on this corner, overtaken. Oh, really got a good exit here. I'm trying to keep up with the pack. My goal with this race personally was I'm going to start on softs. And I'm thinking to myself, I need to find the pace with the pack and I need to keep up. A lot of people were debating doing the mediums and a lot of people were debating starting on the softs. And I think that the softs was the play here for me personally, starting from the back of the grid. As you can see here, I don't know what happened to Brinks, but we're completely overtaking him on this straight. I'm just flooring it through that last corner. Get the overtake. Trying to undercut Lapham and Safi as we go into this corner, but man, they just got really good braking as well. I got Brinks right behind me fighting for this position in 9th. I got a good exit though. He wasn't able to follow me up into the corner. I'm going to be able to take the inside, and I just squeezed him. I squeezed him right up against the edge. I want to make sure that he has to take the widest line possible as I scoot on the inside, really try to get that undercut on him, but he had a lot of that straight line speed in that Citron. Ends up following me down here as we go into Eau Rouge. He's fighting Lapham side by side. I literally I let off here. You can see on my gas I let off. I'm like, what the heck is going on? They were fighting so much. I was able to grab double positions here. Twaxi, though, followed up right behind me. Looks like here. Let's go back. Let's check out what happened here. There's just so much action going on in the very beginning. Oh, he did. He got a great run up Eau Rouge. This was just excellent by him. He was right in my slipstream the whole time. So he's going to fight me as we come down Kimmel Straight. I'm looking to overtake from Safi right here. I get the late break on Twaxi, and I'm able to kind of keep my position on the inside of the next corner. Twaxi just runs wide. He's not being able to hold it, so he jumps in right behind me as I come around. I get a great exit being able to lead up on Safi as we come into this following sweeping right. I need to learn the names of these tracks, bro. If I want to be a good commentator, isn't that how that works, right? Twaxi just really right on me. Oh, it looks like Slaffy messed up, and I was able to get the speed out of that corner to be able to overtake him. coming in through here. I'm really trying to get those good braking points. I'm trying to brake early, you know. It's a testament that I wanted to keep my pace up, but you go in slow and you get the fast out. It happened every time for me this race. It was just really consistent. As you can see, I'm actually wearing through the softs compared to these other guys. Look at Safi right now. He's on mediums. Oh, we had Twaxy in the back on hards. So I think doing the softs was the right idea here, because I'm really able to pull ahead from the pack right here. As you can see, I mean, I wish I could see a delta to everybody, but I'm really just got great pace on the rest of the pack, and I am trying to catch up to GG here. Tried to really get a late break. I wanted to not ever mess up this chicane, but try to break as late as possible. I knew that was a huge point where you're able to make up some time for the lap. Ended up scoring a 2:21 on the first official lap of the race on the softs. That's a really slow pace technically. I was kind of fighting and stuff though. I was kind of scared when I seen that. I realized I need to really kick it up a notch. I need to dial it in. You know, lock it in, boys. Lock it in. Coming up Eau Rouge. Got a really good line, just absolutely floored. Didn't even let my foot off the gas for a second, bro. I was getting it in these softs. I was feeling really confident, you know, really happy with how everything played out for me. We got some gap between the two cars here, ahead and behind. Oh, it looks like Safi ended up picking up a penalty, probably during Eau Rouge. Man, I just nailed it through some of these corners, man. This was an excellent race. What a showcase by Adriano Carrazza. You see, I got a gap. I got quite the gap between GG and Shade, actually. It looks like Shade is catching back up after getting knocked to last place in the beginning of the race. He's on mediums, and he popped a faster lap than me on softs. He's hitting the 2:28 on that last lap. I did the 2:21.6. I think I'm dropping a lot of time on this lap, if I can remember correctly, though. I wasn't fighting anybody, and I remember getting a couple good lines. Really, like I said, trying to brake as late as possible without compromising this corner, especially while I was on these softs. Trying to catch up to GG. She has great pace. Boom, hit the 20.29. Definitely a little bit better of a pace, something that I want to try to be more consistent on. You know, when I seen this during the race, I'm thinking to myself, okay, now I just need to hit, you know, 4 or 5 more of those on these softs and get onto a good pit stop for the medium. Trying to avoid all penalties. You know, we've got Shade just consistently catching up though right now. He ended up popping a 21.1 on that last lap, and he's actually up right now on his fastest. So kind of just running our race right now. You know, I had a feeling it was going to be like this. You know, you're going to have Carrazza and Cobra, which looks like by lap 4 now Carrazza's taking the lead. I think this is a point where he realizes, like, okay, if I push it, I could maybe pass the person in last. I think the gap at the end of the race ends up being about 30 seconds. You know, not anything crazy. Everybody here in this lobby is really, really good racers. This is some of the best that TRC honestly has to offer. And I think that this was a great showcase event. You know what? I'm going to pull the names of the corners. Maybe I can actually get some better commentary. This is a mid-roll pulling up the map to see what the names of the corners are. Oh, you can see I'm making some pace on GG right now. I thought for a moment that I could maybe catch up. Is GG on the softs as well? Yeah. You know, I debated taking the 458. I really debated taking this 458. I ended up deciding on the AMG. My pace is better, and honestly, the AMG is the car I started in when I first started playing Gran Turismo 7 a couple months ago. Like, this is the car I put 1,000 miles in. You can see it in the bottom left, 1,195. Like, I put 1,000 miles straight on this GT3 car and none other, and I loved every moment of it. Ooh, got a late break there. Run a little wide. There goes. Oh my gosh, Santos ended up spinning out. Me and Santos ended up freaking going at it the rest of the race, man. He was awesome. But he ends up spinning out there. So sad. I know he really wanted to fight for those top positions. Said he got to fight me. Just really trying to keep up my pace here. My tires are half worn. Coming around this chicane. Lap 5. You can tell my gas is looking pretty good. I don't think that I'm gonna have any issues regarding gas. You know, Papa 22, that was from that little slip up I had coming out of Kimmel Straight into Lacombe. Who's behind me? I got Santos. He's trying to follow me up right now as we go into Eau Rouge. Ended up popping a 2:19.16 on what was technically his first lap. Just nuts. He's got a great pace. He's a great racer. Very glad to have the ability to race against him. Oh, really got a good run through Lacombe there. There we go. So wait, what this is called? Oh, shoot. Bruxelles? As we come all the way down into Pohun, which is technically the lowest portion of the circuit, I think. Or no, is it? I don't think it's here. I think it's Corbett Paul Freire. Just really kept it nice and consistent. Santos ends up catching up to me. He's on the softs as well. We're both got the worn softs. Got quite a fight coming up here. We are almost the exact same on fuel, and my softs are way more worn in the AMG. Still quite a gap between us, as you can tell here. Shade's catching up to Santos as we go into Lacombe. I got a really good corner here. Santos actually ended up kind of running it wide, allowing Shade to catch up a little bit. Shade trying to stay in that slipstream, and Santos is trying to stay in my slipstream. It's like we are really trying to run a train here on the downhill portion here coming out of Bruxelles. Turn 11, it's always a very tricky turn for everybody. You know, you run that curb a little too much and you're going to go wide on this. But as you can tell, Shade's just following up Santos, trying to stay in that slipstream, keeping as much speed as possible. Look at the way that he is getting this overtake going on right here. Almost Santos was able to keep up that speed in the 458. Both of them really catching up to me by this section of Pohun. Going into campus and Stavelot. I think that's what it's called, Stavelot. I run it a little bit wide, and so does Shade going sideways. Santos is just ready to pass me up here, but that AMG has got the speed on him. I am just getting it down this straight. He actually ends up coming side by side with me here. I've got the inside though, so I'm just going balls to the walls. I'm going for it. Boom. Oh my God, Shade gave Santos the bump here. He ends up flying all the way across the track, and I just ended up bumping onto the right. Shade bumps into me, thinking that he was going to take my line. Me and Santos both take the pit here. Me, Santos, and GG coming up into the pits. We're all on softs, all at the same on fuel. Both all around that 50% mark, you know, with a little over almost half the race gone. I ended up refueling about 8%, and I'm taking the mediums as we come out of the pits. Got Santos ahead of me. Last place, leading up the very last of the pack right here coming out of the pits. I think we were one of the first people to go into the pits. I think the only one ahead of us might have been Coronet. Me and Santos really just following up the back of the pack here and just finding some good pace. We are actually going to end up making quite a few overtakes, working our way back up to 6th and 7th respectively, if I'm correct. We end up having some pretty good racing here. Me and Santos just absolutely running it, man. I'm able to kind of stay up on him in the mediums, and you can see Santos ran wide there. I'm coming up on the inside. Got a really good exit. Really trying to just stick to my motto. I'm gonna go slow in and fast out, trying to get the perfect apex on all of these corners. I don't want to push myself too far into the braking zones on all of these. You have a lot of these downhill sections where you're braking and turning as well, and it can just be so difficult if you miss that braking zone by just a little bit. Absolutely floored through Blanchimont. Coming up into the chicane. Get a late break. Everyone kind of piles up here. Oh, I came sideways. Got sideways coming out of the chicane. Crossed the line for a 2:27. Santos ended up popping a 2:27 as well. We're on the same exact lap time, so you can tell what kind of race this is going to be, especially when I get a turn one like that. I'm able to make up a lot of my time that I lost coming out of that last turn, you know, not having to deal with any traffic here, just really trying to get the best line I can up Eau Rouge, staying floored, getting on it. On the mediums, popping my fastest sector 1 of the race yet. Really trying to make up some good time here on Santos. Basically just running my own race at this point. The fact that I am in last, I know because of the pit, I will end up in a higher place. I just need to stay consistent. I need to keep going. I need to keep pushing and staying within my line, you know. I knew coming into this race that there was going to be no way I was going to be winning it. And in a way, when I qualified last, I actually thought to myself, this could be perfect. Because then I get the ability to just race my race from the back, watch the whole grid lay out in front of me, and end up where I do, you know, to see where I end up compared to some of the others here in the community. Really trying to keep it on the track. It seemed like there were so many people that got penalties throughout this. Oh, I'm loving this color shift that I had on for this event. I'm going to run this same color shift for the endurance event as well. Flying through Blanchimont, full speed, ended up getting the catch up onto Lapham here. Trying to undercut him into the last chicane. Oh my gosh, huge mess up with GG and everybody. There was a lot of traffic here. People getting sent to the back of the grid. Coming up to turn 1, I get the jump on Lapham on the inside. Just running a good line, trying to stay ahead of him. I know I've got the speed to stay ahead of him going into Eau Rouge here. Lapham's a great racer, though. I know that if I mess up at any point, he's going to be overtaking me. Oh, he actually ran it wide there, and I'm able to keep up my speed, and I passed Shadow's boxing even. And looks like Santos and him must have had some kind of contact, because I ended up just taking the lead here out of them. Getting a good braking into Lacombe. Just a great line. Trying to keep it clean. There you go. Got the guys behind me. Santos, man, he is consistent. Lapham behind him as well. I know Lapham had a couple frustrations this race. I think he might have had a spin out at one point. Got no one ahead of us right now. We're basically in the battle for 10th. Oh, looks like Lapham in the back ended up getting a wide corner there and lost a lot of speed. Santos, though, really trying to use that 4.58 to his advantage. He knows where my advantage is on the straights, coming down Blanchimont and Kemmel, so he knows that he needs to make up the time during Campus and Stavelot here, coming through Paul Ferrer. I'm able to stay on it. That's a really hard section personally. When I'm on the mediums, I find I run it really wide almost every time. Santos got that slipstream. He's going to run up right next to me on the inside as we go into Blanchimont. Oh, he backed out, though. I gave him the space. Took my lead into the chicane so I can take the inside. Just tried to grab a good line. Oh, run it wide. He actually came on the outside. He was trying to get that overtake, and I just absolutely butchered it. Sorry about that play. Lap 11 now, about halfway through the race, coming up into T1. Santos getting that undercut on me. We're going to race up to Eau Rouge. AMG's got a little bit better speed, but I think he actually outshifted me. I think I might have missed shift there. And I let go of the gas, and I fell in behind him. I thought to myself, Santos, he's a faster driver. I know he's more consistent than me. It's time to just get in his man's slipstream and run it out. Let's run out the rest of this race. So I actually think I end up giving him a little bump here. Yep. I said, come on, brother, let's go. I'm trying to show him, like, let's be teammates right now. I'm not trying to fight you. Let's get ahead. I'm not trying to make him nervous or anything. I do have Lapham behind me. So, you know, I got to keep my pace up, but I really am trying to give him space as well. I'm trying to let him run his race so that I can keep up mine. Me and Santos still running it out into lap 11. I think I barely caught the slipstream on him there, coming through the corner, and ended up running it wide, so I'm losing a lot of time on him. By this point, Lapham and GG are running their home race, and I am fighting it out with Santos for that next position. Santos runs it wide into the last chicane. I end up catching up a lot of time on him, able to get that slipstream going into the Kimmel Straight and Eau Rouge. We'll go a little cinematic mode since it's just me and Santos pretty much for a little bit now. Lap 12, just running it out. Let's get some cinematic footage right here. Let's do this right here. As we can see, Santos's pace is just impeccable. He's on the same tires as me. We took the pit at the same exact time, and we're on the same fuel. And he's popping a 220.8. Let's see what this lap ends up being. I did the 221.7. He ends up getting a 224.8. I ended up popping a 21.436. Lap 13, coming down into Pohjoen. Trying to make up the time that I can on Santos, but his pace is just so fast. I've got to keep up mine, though, because we've got GG behind us who just popped the 20.5. Definitely on a good pace to be catching up with me eventually if she keeps it up. Got a good exit coming out of lap 13. Popped a 20.7. Definitely improving my pace, trying to just keep it consistent. That was my big thing this race. You know, I told myself, I gave myself 3 rules I wanted to accomplish. I had 3 goals for this race I wanted to accomplish. 1, I did not want to spin out. I wanted to do everything in my power to avoid going off track or spinning out. I really wanted to just stay consistent and try to put in some good laps, even if I was a second slower because I had to take a break a little earlier. I wanted to not crash. Second, I wanted to not get lapped. I wanted to make sure, I don't care what place I was in. If I was in last place, I wanted to make sure Carrazza wasn't lapping me. I was going to try to keep my pace and stay ahead. Number 3 is I wanted to stay clean. I was so about just being clean for these races and trying to show the other members that you can really have some good racing. I ended up gaining 7 positions in this race, and I was completely clean the entire time. Barely had any contact with anybody. Coming down into the chicane at the end of lap 14. See what we end up this lap at. Like I said, I wanted to stay consistent. I ended up doing that this entire race. I'm popped a 20.8 again, literally 100ths apart on 3 separate laps. We got GG behind us, popping the 22 and the 21. Luckily, I could tell we were able to keep our pace ahead of her. On lap 15, coming down into Pohjoen. This corner, turn 12 was always the turn that messed me up the most. I never felt like I got a consistent turn 12 in the entire time. Even though it may look like it, I did not feel confident in turn 12 at all. I still don't to this day. But as you can tell, I turned the data back on. You can see the mediums. We're half gone right now on the front left. You know, just about half gone on both the fronts. Really just trying to nurse it now at this point. We got about 5 minutes left of the race, and I know that at about 50% tire wear is when it really starts getting slippery. But as you can tell, I was popping 20s consistently, 21s. So really just trying to keep up that pace. I know that these mediums, even though they're worn, I know that I can do that pace. So really just trying to nail my braking points, coming into the chicane at lap 15 here. Crossing the line. Oh no, I went completely sideways. Luckily had built myself just enough of a gap to GG where I didn't have to worry about getting overtaken there with that mistake. Ended up pulling a 22.38. Santos was definitely way ahead of me now at this point. He had some excellent pace on these mediums. Absolute stunner of a racer. I did want to cut to Shade for a little bit because I have to give him a shout out. This man ended up getting T-boned and knocked into last place by well over 3 seconds from the very beginning of the race. And he has made his way back up into the top 5 position here at the race with Carrazza. So he's essentially gotten 4th place. Just absolute showman. Lap 16 coming down into campus. Lap 16, crossing the line, ended up popping a 21.2. Definitely feeling those mediums slipping a little bit now, but I know that we've got just a mere couple minutes left of the race. Got maybe 1 or 2 laps left in me. I think at this point I realized that there was only 1.5 minutes left of the race and I was not going to be able to complete another lap. So I tried to just put down a good consistent lap. I seen that the person behind me was far behind me. I did not see, you imagine I'm in VR, so I cannot see any race data. And I did not see any cars behind me. As you can tell, Twaxy is significantly distance. You know, he's basically just coming out of Eau Rouge onto Cannibal Straight right now. And I'm freaking already coming through Lacombe. So I was feeling very confident in keeping my position at 7th. I just needed to finish out this race without slipping it up. Look at the gain Santos had taken on me at this point in the race. He made at least a 5-second gap. He was just absolutely blowing it, trying to catch up to Shade, but Shade's pace is just impeccable. I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in. If you guys are still watching at this point, make sure you hit the like and subscribe for me, please, on my future content. This was an absolutely amazing race. So glad that we could have Carrazza come out and showcase his skills for us, especially against some of the faster members. It was great to see, and despite the turn 1 little mishap we had, I feel like it was a very clean race overall. I think that there may have only been one other incident that happened throughout the entire time, obviously not with me. But it was a great one. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Till next time.